Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Coming Distractions brought to you by the Nerdpocalypse podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host this week, Demetrius.
Hey, it's a long time no see.
Yeah, absolutely. We are back. This is a new episode on Free Guy. This is the directed film by Sean Levy, starring Ryan Reynolds, Jodie Comer, Lil Rel Howery, Joe Keery, and Taika Waititi. So I'll give the premise for this. In the open world game Free City, Guy, played by Ryan Reynolds, is a non-playable character, or an NPC, working as a bank teller. Thanks to a program developed by programmers Millie, played by Jodie Comer, and Keys, played by Joe Keery, inserted into Free City by the publisher, Taika Waititi, Guy becomes self-aware of his world being a video game and takes steps to make himself a hero, creating a race against time to save the game before the developers can shut it down. Now, Demetrius, you got to see this movie. You are also an avid gamer. What did you think of this movie overall, before we get into the details?
Overall, I had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah?
Yeah, and we were talking offline, and you said that, you know, like, people who don't watch trailers are weird. I don't watch trailers. I don't. Well, actually, no, I watch the initial trailers, but I don't watch anything else other than that. Yeah. But for this movie here, I kind of went in very blind. Yeah. I just didn't know too much about it. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. This was dope.
I like the concept of this movie. And it looks like the type of movie Ryan Reynolds could really cut loose in and have a good time with, right?
Well, go ahead. He was actually really subdued. He was his classic self that you would have seen in like Waiting or something or another. But at the same time, he didn't go full Saints Row.
Right. See, that's what I assume by the end of the movie he would do. But that's interesting that they wouldn't lean into that. Like I figured they probably would. So the premise is interesting, right? Like this NPC becomes self-aware inside the game, which is cool. How are the special effects? Because it looks like it's pretty special effects heavy, considering like anything can happen in like this Grand Theft Auto type world.
Man, Warner Brothers spent money.
Yeah, it's got $100 to $125 million budget.
Yeah, they spent because, like, I mean, when I think about it, there was all of maybe like 4 or 5 realistic sets. Everything else was in the game world. But it was a lot of special effects, but it was all realistic because it was inside of a video game. Yeah, you know what I mean? Right. Something can look, 64-bit ish. And they can get away with it simply because of how they were presenting it in the movie. It was really cool. Like they did really well on it.
Now, how was the performances and chemistry between Reynolds and Comer? Because Millie plays a character inside the game as well, right? Like she's a persona in the game.
So she kind of pulls double duty between having chemistry with Ryan Reynolds and then the other guy from Stranger Things. I can't think of his name. Okay. But yeah, so it was cool because she was really aloof the entire time. And she had a mission. She was on that mission a lot of the time. And it was the subtle, heartwarming moments when she actually let that armor down and you were able to see how she was, how it was relatable for her to be attracted to, one character and then to work really well with another character. Okay. And then at the end of the movie, they end up explaining exactly how all of that was going to work out in the first place, All
right, cool. And as a gamer, this is the big question. As a gamer, does this feel? I saw people say this is like a great video game movie, but I feel like that's not really fair because it's not based on a video game. But as a video game genre movie, is it one of the better ones? Because one of the big issues is they kind of fail in storytelling. Although this has an unfair advantage, I would say.
Are you saying that video game movies fail in storytelling?
That's what people say. That's what I'm,
okay.
Just in general.
Well, this the story was centered around the fact that, what you saw in the game world was something that you would see as a gamer.
Right.
You would see people teabagging another dude when they killed him. I mean, that's the sort of stuff that you would see. You would see the giant dildos or like the Buster swords. Excuse me. And even some of the movie references to more popular movie series that were just pulled out of nowhere simply because they were able to get the DLC for it. Like it was, they pulled out all the stops. It was really cool how they did embody a lot of what you would see in either Overwatch, Saints Row, or Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I got a lot of like Overwatch feel from, especially how Millie is dressed in a lot of ways. I was like, she like not as over the top as some of the Overwatch characters, but like I kind of got that vibe. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and XP was everything.
Oh, really? That's cool.
It was everything. And the way that they were able to like go against the grain.
Yeah.
To gain the XP, that was dope.
Okay.
I thought that was cool. There's several elements. Like I said, there's several elements to the movie that I had no idea that was going to be a thing because I thought it was all going to be inside the game.
Right.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
That was going to actually be one of my next questions is like, does it spend any time outside of it?
It does.
Okay.
It does.
All right. Yeah. I'm trying not to like, because I feel like there's a lot of things sort of in the background here that, people want to experience for themselves first time. So I don't want to spoil anything or go into spoiler territory. But overall, this looks like a pretty fun movie. Is this a worth going? I can't believe I'm saying this like as a standard now. Is this a worth going to see in theaters or is this maybe wait until it's on streaming?
Damn. Being as though this was the first time I've been to the movie theater
in like over a year, I know.
In over a year, I have to say that I enjoyed the experience, even though, because there was one moment when I said, "You dumb bitch," and then everybody else in the theater was like, "Yeah, dumb bitch." Like
you forgot you were home.
Yes, I did. I severely did, but it was fun to see other people feel what I felt at that moment.
Right.
So it was like, oh yeah, that's what it was like, like that nostalgia for being at the movies. To be honest with you, like I had a really good time with it. I think it would be that kind of movie you would not be mad if you went to the theater to see it.
Right.
Simply because of how much fun you had in it.
Right. Yeah, this feels like a good crowd pleaser to me. Like so that's very cool. All right. Any final comments on this, or a score out of 5 too? Okay.
As I was watching it, Lil Rel, he is like not even great value. Kevin Hart, like that dude is like Aldi, like aww. I cannot. He is I'm black and I love being black, but. For the one black character in the movie, the magical black friend.
And it's funny because he was so good in Get Out. And I feel like he like somehow his career has taken a different trajectory than I would have thought too.
Yeah, because he's like following the path of Kevin Hart to a degree because of how his mannerisms are, and what he's saying, and the fact that he's talking so much.
Right.
It's really distracting, and it gets, by the time you get done to the end of the movie, you're just like, okay, I'm ready for him to just be gone. That
sucks.
Yeah, but honestly, like him aside, I would give this a 4. If I was to give a 4 out of 5, because out of 5, but simply because it was a lot of like, ooh, there's so much. As I'm talking about it, I'm thinking about other elements from video game stuff that we all do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
I feel like if you're a gamer, there is like, if you don't game at all, like you probably enjoy it. But if you're a gamer, you probably get, it's like there's that much more, many more levels to like references and things like that.
Between the hoarding of the loot to to how you display your status or your prestige and all that shit. Like it is. I mean, hell, like I saw a lot of Destiny stuff in there.
Yeah. Like I gotta get back on.
I do.
See, there you go. Then the movie worked. It's not only selling tickets, it's selling DLC and whatever for Destiny. All right, so 4 out of 5 for Free Guy. Welcome back to the theaters. Soon to be not at the theaters all over again.
God, damn,
we gotta get this again.
I am not. I'm so sick of this shit.
You and me both, man. You and me both. All right, that's it for us. We will be back with another review whenever. I don't know. All right, later, guys.
Bye.